My name is Doug White. I'm a professor and the director of cybersecurity, networking, and forensics at Roger Williams University. We're slowly learning that the next war is going to be fought not with tanks, not with guns, not with battleships, but going to be fought with computers. Governments, terrorists, 12-year-old kids in New Jersey are all buying and obtaining technology at an alarming rate. The government is still focused on the 1950s, 1960s Cold War model of arming up. That's the sort of Defense Department idea. I mean, they're changing very quickly, but they're still sort of in that realm of arm up. The bigger gun is going to win the war. And it's still true, but now the gun isn't a gun. Now the gun is a computer system, a group of hackers, a group of anti-hackers, a group of forensicators, all these kind of things that are people that are going to get involved in this next war, which you're not going to see. Everything in this room has chips on it. So if I pull one of these boards down right here as a sudden dramatic shift for our videographers, you can see all kinds of little tiny chips on this board. Guess where all those chips were made? People's Republic of China, Vietnam. Wow, wait a minute, aren't those listed as enemies of the United States? Oh wow, but all of our computer equipment and our cameras and our watches and our cell phones and our iPads and probably the lights in this building are controlled by circuitry, which was probably manufactured in the People's Republic of China. Ooh. So if I was a really forward-thinking sort of person, and I was thinking, what if my enemy comes to into being sometime out in the distant future? Wouldn't it be great if I had a little algorithm I could run that would cause all these chips to just quit working? What if I know that every tank out there in the field and every fighter plane and every ship has microchips that we manufactured that have a tiny little string in them? So that's a kind of scary threat. That's something that people are talking about. I mean, they're looking at why are we buying all these things and why are we using these kind of devices and how do we fix this problem? Governments and sovereignties are starting to hire, recruit, and retain hackers to work for them in a military fashion. I'm sure our government does it. I sure hope they're doing it. Because if they're not, they should be. I mean, we need those people. So we need to train the best and the brightest people to defend us against all these other attacks, and very likely to develop offensive capability as well. Because the war will have just as much of an impact on society as previous wars have had, only it will come from a different angle. People won't be dying when a mortar round goes off in the courtyard, but what will be happening is when your entire savings portfolio is wiped out by Chinese hackers or Iranian hackers or some 12-year-old kid in New Jersey, when the New York Stock Exchange comes crashing down because someone found an exploit because they were sitting around working on it and then they exploited it at just the right time, and the economy of the United States goes to zero and everyone is running around starving in the streets, the war will have just as much impact as if a bomb had gone off.